Hey coaches, if you're looking for a good drill to teach the trapping aspect of the diamond press or really any type of trap, this is a good video for you. This is what I use when I start breaking down the diamond press. And essentially this is how I set it up. I start off really basic and I just add some progressiveness I progressively add more people to this drill to make it a little more fun. But essentially how I'm starting this thing out is, I've got, let me turn that off. I got 3 lines. So I've got the offense line down here. Each player will have a basketball ready to go. And I emphasize ready to go because this is the diamond press is just a press that you want to have all your players always alert and ready to go. So everyone's ready to go. Whistle blows, and so I got a defense line 1 and a defense line 2 over here. And what I'm teaching these players to do is, this one is my player that's going to push the offense to the sideline. So that's this player's only job, is to get his body bladed once the ball's inbounded. And I simulate an inbound right here, right? I'm not letting the ball go into any of these other areas. This player's job is to get the ball here and let it go into this. Let me get my marker up here. I only allow the ball to go into this area. And that is the job of these 2 players. And on the press, obviously, there's going to be another player down here, but I don't add that segment in yet. So once the whistle's blown, this player's got the ball and he's trying to dribble it down. They start to make their trap. And essentially what's happening here is I'm teaching them to trap, and this is the drill. Like, they must trap this player. He doesn't have anybody else to pass it to. You can't let him break down the sideline, which means this player has to get his foot there. Both these players have to work together, and that's all this drill is. It will be a bit of a crap show when you first do it. It'll be a cluster, but just constantly stop, teach, and then move on to the next one. The drill stops when either the player's trapped, nowhere to go, just blow the whistle, call him off, tell him good job, or he breaks through and he gets past. Once they pass through, it's over. I don't try and go over like what happens to catch up. I stop and I say, okay, here's what you did wrong. I brief those 2, and then I quickly get this thing going, because if you don't, it gets messy. And if you got a lot of coaches and a lot of players, you can do it on the other side at the same exact time. But anyways, that's what they do. When they rotate, the offensive player goes to this line, and then the player that was in this line goes to offense, and then this player goes back over here to defense. So that's how I break this thing down. And essentially what you're going to find out is you're going to start standardizing what you want in regards to like communication and how your players are going to interact on this. And another thing too is when you do this press, typically you're going to have you're going to assess your players for who's the right person to be in this spot, who's the right person to be in this spot. But every one of them will understand what the role is for each other. So, when everyone knows what everyone else is supposed to do, it usually ends up working out pretty well. But after a while, you'll either see some really good dribblers breaking through that trap and creating, enhancing their skills and their ability to break a trap. Although I don't like when my players do that. I like them to work together as a team. Or you're going to see a defensive squad that's really, really effective at creating a trap. And that's what you want. So once I get this done and my players are good to go and they understand this concept, what I will do is I will add in another offensive player who will have a line over here. Again, I guess I don't have enough. I guess I don't have enough players. I guess I can throw a few more over here. So essentially, what this person will do is you'll have, and actually I'll add 2 because I'll add another defensive player. So I'll add the third defensive player, and I'll also add an offensive player so they can work together. And so there'll be two more lines over on the other side. So say over here and over here. And now if these guys effectively trap this, I'll start teaching this player, like, you got to move over. And the rule that I'll give this player is you just can't let the ball be passed into the middle. So if there's no player here, this person's just covering down on this zone here. And the rule that I'll give the offensive player is that he can't go past this player, but he can come around. Although it should not be effective for that player at all, because this player should be able to just, get the steal. So really the only thing that this player is going to be able to effectively do to help is push the ball back. And when that happens, now you're giving your other players an opportunity to learn what they will do when that happens. And that is cover down in the middle. Because remember, this player's job now is, we don't care if the ball stays behind this half-court line. Now this player's job is to kind of like herd a cattle into the sideline. And now these two are working together. See how that works? So... and then, of course, this one's coming over to the middle, and now this one is allowed to come up and allowed to come over, but this one should be in a spot where the player can get the interception. So essentially, the only thing that would be effective in this would be for this player to pass back. Now, obviously, if there were 5 kids on the court, they would be in different spots to help them break that, but then we would have more defenders here to help. So that's that drill. Before I close on this, I just want to ask, if you like videos like this, please like and subscribe. I put out a lot of content on this. I actually have an ebook that I am putting out. I'll have a description of that down below, and it'll break down the diamond press with, drills like this, how to set it up, the concept, the strategy. Check it out. It'll be available in the links below.